for the first time we play, your issue is your first guess. In many situations, after you play the first episode, then we will reassess the characters and you can decide if you want to change them a little bit and say, okay, I thought it was going to be this issue, but I think I like this character better if they're about this other issue, for example. That's okay. So don't feel as though you are, when you choose an issue for your character right now, don't feel as though it is completely settled and can never change and you are stuck. We are going to try with them, and then you have a chance to revise them. And maybe another issue too, or another point too, is just think of who the character is. Maybe a name, certainly a bit of an appearance, and that gives you an idea in the context that Ola has described. Certainly the character's job is immensely important, right? Their whole position on this ship is defined by employment. And so whatever that job is, or your relationship to employment, perhaps you are somebody who is not employed and is illegally on the ship. So it's still a relationship to employment in some way. So if you think about these things, then you can come up with an idea for the character. So the character has a certain identity, they have an issue, and then we will talk about just two other points. People they know who are important, or abilities that they have which are important. These are ways that they get things done. People they know and stuff they can do. So you will come up with 3 of those. Not either one person and 2 abilities, or 2 people and 1 ability. And that's about it. There are 1 or 2 other small things, but maybe if you want, you can just make up some characters now.
Full-blown panic.
I'm done.
Okay.
No.
I know.
I have a basic character built.
Okay. What's it?
I have
Well, hold on. Let's give everybody a little bit of time.
Yeah. I'm not done. I was kidding. I have a concept. But let's. Someone else can start because I'm not. How do you want us to do this? Do you want us to empty our brains into the computer?
Pick something now and write it down, and to look at it this way. Because of this character, when you saw the show at random, your friend said you have to watch this, and you say, I don't watch television. And then your friend makes you watch this episode, and you really like this character. You are willing to see another episode with this character in it. That's who you are making up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can tell you my concept in very, very shorthand.
Well, hold on, Ola. I think we have brains are working right now, and they are going to need a moment or 2.
So, just silence for a couple of minutes.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have a chance for us to say just 1 or 2 things? Just the basic idea for characters? Sandra, do you have something to work with?
Yeah, I think so. Should I? Her name is Nia.
Mm-hmm.
She is 28 years old, and her issue/problem is that she doesn't trust others, so she usually just keeps to herself.
Right, trust.
And the people in her life are her mother and her obsessive ex-boyfriend.
Oh, Oh.
which is why she doesn't trust others and
All sorts
keeps
of
it
family
up.
everywhere. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't know if the skill was my occupation or if it was
can
two
be.
different things.
It can be. Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking for occupation was researching life on other planets, and maybe some skill could just be something, I don't know, card tricks or whatever I figure
I
out.
see. Well, it seems to me as though if you want, so the okay, we'll move on at the moment. So, anyone else?
I was. I just wrote in some basics, but I was a little bit on the same character development. I was going to build I'm not sure of age and gender, but I thought I was going to build a character that also was Egen, keeping to the character keeps to himself, is very afraid of conflict, and that would build up by childhood with an important person, which was the character's mother, which was abused by the father.
Okay. I want to remind you that when you make up these important people, these are supporting characters on the show.
Okay.
Right.
So they have to be alive.
Right. Well, they have to be active. They will be played. They will be walking and talking and doing things and important in the moments of the show.
The important characters that are important.
These are not just characters who are important in the backstory. These characters you are making up to support your character, they are supporting cast of the show.
Okay.
So you should think about somebody who is important in the character's life now, whoever that is. But did you have any idea about the character's role or job or things they need to do or what they're?
I was thinking about it being an engineer.
Okay.
On some sort.
Okay.
A mechanic or an engineer.
Right. No, perfectly sensible. Okay, so Ola. Oh, you are muted.
Yeah, I need to, because I think my keyboard is. I'm really fond of the imposter syndrome. I like that, so I started with the imposter syndrome, and so I'm. The concept for me is an young man, 33 years old, with a really. His mother was a very popular union leader. But she's dead. She died, but she was very popular, and there's a lot of expectations on him from everywhere to be as successful as his dead mother.
Okay.
Do you want her to be not dead?
No, I'm saying I'm really tired of hearing about the mother. I want to hear about the guy.
and he's right now working as a minor sub-coordinator, project manager, a kind of a made-up title for someone who is really hard to place in an organization. I think my connections is a sister that has been promoted that only sends email, and a best friend that is really getting tired of hearing about my anxiety about not being able to leave this bottom level of the ship.
Okay. Okay. So we have a minor, a sort of project director, assistant manager kind of person, right? For mining,
Yeah.
we will say. We have an engineer. We have a science technician, I think is probably the best way to look at it. there are two, if I'm interpreting these a little bit for the show, Sandra, your character is not an academic with a nice office on the ship. You are one of the technicians who has to go and do the dangerous collections and experiments and things.
Yes.
Right. So,
So,
so you are wearing when you wear a lab coat, you really need to wear it.
yes.
Right. Says my.
Otherwise, I'm in my rags.
Right. Right. And so then, Helma, what ideas came to your mind?
Well, kitchen stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
people have to eat,
Mhm.
right? Female,
Mm-hmm.
Samantha.
Uh-huh.
And then this thing about an issue. I'm not sure. Low self-esteem, would that be
Okay.
something? So she doesn't really believe in herself at all, or think herself. And then there's abilities and persons. I'm not sure I have
Right.
3, but I have at least 2. She's good at good with spices or making something of simple ingredients that's something more.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That would be one thing. And then a person, I think, would be some engineer or somebody from maybe an engineer that kind of talked to her and complimented her food. And that's she's probably, at least at the start, is more passive, but she realized that there was one person that saw her.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does. Let me ask now that I have looked across these. If you did not give me a name, then we need a name. And I'm going to ask most of you to reconsider some things about, I don't think I was clear about what are called the traits and the connections, to give them their proper name. Traits and connections you should think of as advantages for your character when they are in trouble or have problems or are trying to do something. So, Helma, your connection makes perfectly good sense. And so does your trait.
I think I have a second one, maybe.
Okay.
She is probably good at making people feel comfortable.
Yeah, a good listener, a good speaker, or a good converse. Yeah. So these are when you come up with characters supporting cast, remember these are people we are going to be seeing. I am going to play them. And also, so it's fine if your character has mother issues, but I can tell you I'm not really that interested in playing your mother. We are dealing with blue collar issues on a spaceship. We are not worrying about your mother for some reason. So, I'm not going to play that character back on Earth or something. So, so make up somebody who is, and also these are characters who your character is benefits, but from this character. They actually help you get things done. They actually make things happen. It sounds like you guys are making up a nemesis or making up a problem of for these characters. And these need to be characters who, your connections are characters who help you get things done. They are a good thing for your character to have around. So, so look over your connections and your traits and make sure you have 3 total. And make sure that they are all things that actually help your character do things. You can solve problems with these people around with these abilities.
I think I'm fine.
Max.
Yeah, no, I think you're in good shape. Yeah. Go ahead, Sandra.
Okay, great.
I have an idea. Maybe you and I, since we're both, keeping to ourselves, and maybe we bonded while we met studying to be in this program, and we became friends, and we can be that helping people to each other.
Well, no, you need supporting cast who are not each other.
Oh, okay.
You're certainly allowed to have the relationship you said. That's fine. No problem with that.